Hello and welcome back everybody to Katawa Shoujo. So we are visiting Emi's mother and yeah, that's where we left off, so let's go on, shall we? I drift down this unpleasant train of thought for a while, losing track of the conversation. Hey Emi, I've been meaning to ask. Huh? Are you going to visit your father this year? So he's not dead, okay. So my theory, wow, I left at this point, it's good I made a cut, because this is probably going to be important. So, but my theory about the father, that he doesn't want to run with Emi anymore or something like this, is probably true. Or maybe something more normal, like he cheated or something like this, you know, and now Emi doesn't want to see him anymore, or something like that. Well, anyway, let's go and find out. From the way she says it, you'd think Emi's mother was talking about the weather. From the way Emi reacts, it's clearly not the weather they are talking about. She flinches, a slight jerk of the head backwards, as if she's just been slapped in the face. Can we talk about this later? Her voice sounds brittle, strained. It looks as if she's been severely shaken by the question. It seems that Mrs. Ibarazaki misjudged just how close Emi and I are. Some things, it seems, are best not conversed about with me around. Her father is one of those things. The accident that took her legs is probably another one of those things, if her reaction to the earlier conversation between her mother and myself is any indication. It doesn't take Emi's mother long to realize she's screwed up. Of course we can, dear. I'm sorry to bring it up. I just wanted to ask, so I could make It's fine. Don't worry about it. Emi fidgets nervously, as if embarrassed by her own reaction. I confess that her reaction is confusing. She only just mentioned her father to me earlier today, less than a few hours ago even. Why does a simple question about when she'll visit her father cause such a strong reaction? Or maybe visit the grave of her father? But why on Christmas though? Ah well. Unless whatever serenity she claimed to have reached by means of our talk the previous evening has suddenly evaporated. Or it didn't help as much as she thought, or claimed. I'll be right back. Gotta visit the little girl's room. Oh, I didn't know you say that also in English. Huh. Emi gets up suddenly and leaves the table, leaving me and Mrs. Ibarazaki alone. I'm a little conflicted. Should I go after her, or should I stay here? It's obvious that Emi's departure was not based on the call of nature. Something is bothering her, and I have to know what it is. The only way to find out is to go to the source, and the source is currently pretending that she has to use the toilet. I excuse myself politely from the table and head that way only to catch sight of Emi not in the bathroom, but in the kitchen just next to the living room. Emi's left the door open, and as I approach I can see that she is holding onto the table in an attempt to compose herself, an effort that fails as soon as I open my mouth. Doesn't look like nature's call was that urgent. Emi jumps and glares at me. What are you doing here? I didn't come here to be with other people. I just wanted to help you. You looked pretty rattled. I said it was nothing, didn't I? And besides, I thought we'd established that you can't help me. No, we have established that you are stubborn. Look who's talking. The guy who followed me. This is different. I want to help you with whatever this is. Funny, because I just want you to leave me alone. But why? Why can't you just trust me? We've been over this already, so yeah, we kind of been. I've got to deal with this stuff on my own. I won't accept that. You need my help. You just won't take it. My wording seems to have been a little off. Need? I need your help? Oh yeah, this was probably not the best thing to say. It's a good thing we met, isn't it? Because otherwise I guess I'd just be a broken human being, wouldn't I? No, it's the No, it's a damn good thing that Hiso came along to save the day, isn't it? Because God knows I can't help myself, can I? I'm just the poor, emotionally damaged girl with no legs, right? Amy, you know I don't think that. Really? Because if you thought differently, then I don't think you would be here, saying I need your help. I've gotten pretty far in life as a normal human being without you. So what? Nothing we have shared was important. Just the guy who hangs out with you? You are my boyfriend, Hiso, not my savior. Well, no, that much is obvious. You won't even consider that I could be a help to you, will you? You'll just bottle it all up and hope that the run will solve your problems. Or you will come visit me and we fool around until you feel a little better. That's not being a healthy human being, Amy. That's not what a relationship means. Well, it's what it means to me right now, Hiso. Oh, oh, this was tough. This was a punch right to the gut. I wish. She seems to reconsider her words just then. A flicker of pain, of doubt on her face. For a moment I think she is about to cry. But the moment passes, and now she's composed herself again. Whatever that wish was will have to go unspoken. Look, I just can't do this right now. What? Have a serious conversation? Be open? Be honest? Give a damn about anyone besides yourself and your problems? What do you know about my problems? Nothing! Don't know what I've been through, so don't pretend that you do. I know you have nightmares, and I know your father's gone. What happened to him? Amy's head jerks backwards, as if I just slapped her. That brittle quality has gotten back into her voice. That's enough. This is stupid. This whole conversation has just been variations on Amy stonewalling me. What? You won't even... What? I said that cool. What? Sorry, I'm destroying the mood. What? You won't even answer that question? Fine, keep your secrets. They can lie in the grave as far as I'm concerned. Amy's eyes widen in shock. When she speaks again, it's in a voice that is low, dangerous. Get out of my house, Hiso. The sudden change. While to me she is somehow grinning. The sudden change in her tone snaps me out of my self-righteous anger. It makes me realize with a dawning horror what I've just said. Amy, I didn't mean. I said go, Hiso. Tell my mother that she cooked a wonderful meal, but you've forgotten a prior engagement, and get out of my house. She's trembling now, shaking with anger or sadness or determination. Her voice is low, is still low, controlled, almost a growl. Yeah, no, just go. I mean, I don't think it was that bad what you said. I mean, you're pushing her too much. Well, he's always pushing Amy too much, in my opinion. On the other hand, Amy is really too much stonewalling, as he called it. So I think they're both idiots. I reach out to put an arm on her shoulder to apologize for going too far, but she jerks away from my touch. Get out. What can I do? I walk out of the kitchen and go to the living room, make my apology to Mrs. Ibarazaki and let myself out. Are we done now? Forever? Something like this? Maybe I should have talked to Muto. Maybe I really did the wrong decision. The morning alarm sounds and I roll over, switching it off. My eyes open blearily to stare at the ceiling. What am I going to do? Do I get out of bed, go down to the track and pretend that nothing happened? Will Amy even show up? After last evening's event, I doubt it. Even supposing that she did, what would I do then? Get over this fight just to dance the same routine the next time something is bothering her? I know that I spoke hastily last evening, especially trying to use her father as leverage. But was anything I said really off the mark? She won't let me in, ever, and she'll be forced to suffer alone. Well, Eva, you know you're not that long a couple. Oh well. Nothing I do, nothing I say is going to change that. She won't change, and she's already decided to keep me at arm's length. Yeah, you know, but I think this comes with time, you know. She spoke about her father by accident, and as time goes on, she will tell you at one point. On the other hand, I can understand that this angers you, because I don't understand people like this too. Well, let's say I'm not a person who keeps everything to himself and wants to solve every problem he ever had on his own. And so I have my problems understanding those people, but Hisao has even more problems with that. Can I really bring myself to go down there and see her, knowing that I'm never going to get past where I am now? No, I decide. I really can't. Not today. I roll over and go back to sleep. She probably won't be there anyway. A similar metal conversation repeats itself when it comes time to go to lunch, and I eat in the cafeteria, alone. I don't want to see her. The very thought makes me feel ill. That night I go for a run. I'm solo for the first time since Amy got sick after the track meet. Skipped seeing the nurse, just in case he asked about Amy. I don't want to talk about her either. The next day I do the same thing. Alarm off, stay in bed, eat alone, run alone. To fill the time that I would usually be spending with Amy, I start reading more. Yay! You're my dude, man. Oh, this is still sad somehow. But yay, he's reading. It works surprisingly well, until I find myself ducking into a restroom, because I see her walking down the hall in between classes. If she noticed me, she didn't show it, even though I don't suppose she ever shows anything. Certainly not to the girls from her class I see talking cheerfully to her, or to her fellow track members, especially not to me. Alarm off, stay in bed. Moto and I have a lengthy talk about the possibility that string theory is plausible. I don't buy it myself. Well, to be honest, I personally think you have not that much knowledge to judge the string theory. More than 4 dimensions I can buy, but a bunch of vibrating strings at the subatomic level? That's asking a bit much. Looks like I'm not the only one who thinks this way too. Apparently it's not really as strong a theory as it once was. Muto says that just because nobody has found the right way of looking at the data yet. Eat alone. The rooftop is deserted today. I briefly wonder where Amy and Rin are, but shrug off the question. The important thing is that they aren't here, so I won't have to talk to them. But why did you go up then? You would have... Well, maybe he wants to see her, I don't know. Since I have nobody to talk, I bring a book with me to read. Weather's nicer, if getting a little hot. Hopefully it will be cooler in the evening. The cool breeze seems to back up my theory. Your theory? Which theory? Wait again. My theory, okay. Run alone. It is in fact cooler at the track. No sign of Amy, which is exactly the sort of thing I'm going for. I stretch out and start on my usual run, trying hard to ignore the lack of a running partner in front of me. Finding my thoughts drifting damnably to that girlish laugh, incorrigible grin, those white and friendly eyes, her incredibly toned body. Is he getting a heart attack? Ah, okay, maybe. I get the feeling this is some kind of bad end or something. I increase the pace to clear my head, chew up the distance between me and the turns, find the speed that makes me think only of my legs and how much they burn. I glance at my watch as I round the final turn. Nothing that's my time's gotten faster. Noting, not nothing. Of course, noting. My heart seems a little squirrely tonight, so I give myself a few extra cooldown laps just to be safe. No reason to bring this to the nurse's attention. Oh, he'll die. Oh, will he die? I don't know if he really dies, but maybe he needs to... I don't know. Well, we will have heart problems, probably. No reason to bring that to the nurse's attention. I'll be fine. Rather Amy-ish thought to have, I'll admit. I have to hope that eventually I stop thinking about her so much. You might just talk to one another. I finish another book before going to bed that night. I'll have to stop by the library tomorrow. Or you die in sleep. I have a cruel humor. A really dark, cruel humor. I don't know why I keep the early alarm on anymore. It wakes me up the next morning just the same. I still turn it off and go back to sleep. That afternoon, as I get ready to head to the cafeteria for another solo lunch, I've got a new book about a couple of con men in ancient Persia that I'm pretty excited about reading. I am suddenly concerned by Misha and... I guess just Misha. Off to lead alone again, He-chan? You've noticed, you know. We? Uh-huh. She-chan and I noticed that you've been spending more time alone. She wanted me to find out why, so I told her I'd ask you. I'm surprised she didn't ask me herself. She would have, but she wanted to get a head start on some paperwork. There's a lot of it since we're coming up on the end of the term, you know. Why the sudden interest in my well-being anyway? Shi-chan said, it is the duty of the student council to keep track of the emotional health of its students. To allow a constituent to spiral into depression unchecked would be an unforgivable failure in the council's duties. Well, that's easy then. I'm not depressed. But you're eating alone, nobody's seen you and Amy together at all. Something happened, didn't it, He-chan? Misha's voice takes on a slightly sterner tone, though somehow she keeps the familiar lilt at the end of her sentences. No, I'll let Misha know. You know, as I already mentioned, I don't try to solve all my problems alone. Or maybe, but I don't think Amy would be too happy about that. Well, first of all, let's save. I get the feeling we need to play all of this again. Okay. No. As mentioned, I want to let Misha know. It's my life, I can do whatever I want. Might be the wrong decision though. Well, I suppose someone else knowing about my problem can't hurt. Heck, maybe Misha can even offer some advice. Probably not, but you know. Oh well, maybe Misha, I don't know, maybe she's... well, let's see. We had a fight at her house. I keep trying to get close to her and she won't let me get close, and... I said something stupid and she threw me out. Have you talked to her since then? Misha looks genuinely concerned. I'm surprised, and I almost expected her to drop the subject after finding out that what the trouble was. Even more surprising is how quickly I find myself spilling my guts to her. No, I haven't. I just can't bring myself to face her after that. I made a complete fool of myself. She probably hates me now anyway, especially since I haven't seen her since then. You're pretty slow, He-chan. This doesn't sound like advice. Misha places her hands on her hips and launches into a speech that would sound more plausible coming from Shizune. The solution to your problem is simple. You have to go and apologize to her. Leaving things like this will just make things worse. You can't know that she hates you now unless she tells you. Otherwise, there's no evidence that what you fear is true. And if you really care about her, shouldn't you be worried about how she's taking all this? With a sudden start, I realize that she is right. No, I personally don't think you don't have to apologize for what you said, but for pressuring her. Well, what he said was pressuring her. I don't know really. I'm not really I'm not really on Amy's side, but I'm also not really on Isao's side. I'm really in between. I've kept walking up to an early alarm because part of me wants to meet Amy at the tracks for our runs. I've kept running because I know that Amy would worry about me if I didn't stay healthy. When I went on the roof yesterday, I was wondering about that. I was half hoping that she would be up there and felt disappointed when she wasn't. I am an idiot. Kinda, Hee-chan. So, go and apologize to her as soon as you can, okay? I open my mouth to say that I'll do it right away, but the lunch bell rings and I realize that I still have afternoon classes to attend. First thing after class is over, I'll go see her. I promise. And, thanks for the advice, I guess. Misha beams at me as if I were a child that had just learned his ABCs. Good. I'll let Chi-chan know that you're okay then. How could I hate you in the beginning? Yeah, you do that. With a wave, and completely disregarding the fact that people are starting to trickle back into the classroom as opposed to out of it, Misha departs the classroom. I suppose she and Shizune have student council business again. While the afternoon wears on, I find myself impatient for lessons to end. I need to see Amy now. I have to try to set things right. Even if Amy hates me now, I have to at least apologize. I owe her that much. Should I meet her in her room? No, I decide. It would delay things too much. If I know Amy, then I can find her at the track. Still have no idea what I'm going to say when I get there, but I take comfort in knowing that Amy probably wouldn't have a plan for something like this either. Play it by ear. Stop being nervous and just get to the track. Figure the rest out when I get there. You know, Hisao, that's sometimes really the best thing you can do. The track looms ahead, and another jolt of nerves hit me in the gut. I resist the urge to turn and walk away, and instead note with satisfaction that I was right and Amy is still running. I don't make myself immediately known. I find a seat in the bleachers and watch her run instead, thinking back to earlier meetings. After a few trips around the track, Amy notices me and skids to a halt, an expression of surprise that slides easily into one of anger. What are you doing here? Not quite the response I'd hoped for, but at this point I don't have much of a choice. I wanted to apologize for what I said the other day. The other day? She laughs, a curt exclamation of disbelief. It's been almost a week, Hisao. Yeah, well, better late than never, right? Amy crosses her arms and stares at me coolly, as if sizing me up. Finally she nods. I suppose you are right. Water under the bridge then. I forgive you. Is that all? Her almost impatient question catches me so off guard that she's already halfway down the track before I think to shout after her. No, wait! She doesn't seem to have heard me, or she doesn't want to hear me, and so I give chase, disregarding completely the fact that I'm not dressed for it. My feet hurt, and my shirt collar feels like a noose around my neck, but I still chase after her, because if I don't, I'll lose my chance. Amy hasn't started. Well, she comes back around, you know. You can stop her then. Amy hasn't started to really accelerate yet, which is probably the only reason why I'm able to catch up to her, to reach out and tap on her shoulder, just before my legs give up running and dress shoes and stumble to a stop. Surprisingly, fortunately, all that running seems to have paid off. I'm short of breath, yes, but at least my heart isn't actively trying to force its way out of my ribcage. My touch on her shoulder has stopped Amy, and while there is a flash of concern when she sees me catching my breath, it seems that she has a good idea of what I'm capable of too. The concern is short-lived. What? She seems so irritated by me being still there that I almost lose my nerve, but I've lost my nerve enough. I need to explain myself. Why? I can't just let the matter rest. Amy folds her arms and bounces one blade on the ground in approximation of tapping her foot impatiently. Angry as she is, and as nervous as I am, she still looks beautiful. Okay, Hisao. Explain. The thing is, I know that you are really sensitive about the accident and about your dad. I can see Amy's face twitch at the mention of those two things that have been steadily driving us apart, or at least made me feel like we are being driven apart. But that's why I want to know about them, I think. Because I see how much they hurt you, and I want to be there to comfort you. It makes me miserable seeing you sleepless and depressed. Don't pretend you aren't, because I know, okay? Just remember that night when you fell asleep with me and had that nightmare, and that you were happy to have me there when you woke up. I want to be able to be there for you like that whenever you need me to be. The stern face cracks slightly. Amy interrupts before I can continue further. Just stop right there. We can't see each other anymore, okay? What? Huh? Huh? Where does that come from? Okay, now I'm confused. She's rushing now, looking everywhere but at me. I'm surprised she doesn't bolt. She knows I can't catch her. We're not right for one another. That's not true, and you know it. No, it's true. You are too. No, you are too. You both are too. I know that I've been pushy about knowing your past. If you can't tell me yet, then at least let me be there, even if I don't know the reason. It's okay, I promise. I won't ask you why you need comfort. I'll just give it freely. Amy's shaking her head, and tears seem to be threatening the corners of her eyes. Stop saying that! Why? Because you are afraid you'll take me up on it? I'm not afraid! I can't keep the childing tone from my voice as I respond. Yes, you are. You told me so yourself, remember? That's okay, really, it is. However, it seems to me that somehow who'd manage to come out of that wreck and still be as energetic and cheerful as you are would be determined enough to face that fear. Determination! What do you know about determination? I know that there is a girl so determined to take care of a total stranger that she'd steal his food at a festival. I know that there is a girl so determined to help me with my own problems that she would draw up a completely dietary and an exercise plan, and that she'd not only draw up the plans, but she'd follow them with me, even when she couldn't run. Determined enough to keep me at arm's length that she'd put herself through emotional pain if she thought it was the right thing to do. Although there's one thing that this determined girl didn't quite plan for, which was that I might feel that same kind of determination to keep her from being hurt. I fell in love with you, and I refuse to let that be thrown away because you are afraid of losing me. What little control Amy still has at this point cracks, and I find myself suddenly enveloped in her embrace as she cries. Why are you doing this? Why can't you just leave me alone? I hold her close and plant a kiss on top of her head. I'm sorry, Amy. You helped me when I first arrived, so now I have to help you. It's only fair. You're utterly hopeless, did you know that? She hiccups and trembles a little. Funny, I could say the same about you. Can you do something for me, Isao? Anything. Can you go now? It feels like she's just shoved a knife through my chest. Go? I need to think, okay? I can't just tell you everything yet. I'm still scared. When you are around, I can't think clearly. But do me another favor. What is that? Show up for our morning run tomorrow. I smile, feeling better than I have all week. Of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Amy steps back slowly, almost reluctantly. She sniffles a little and then grins at me, a real smile that lights up the track, overpowering the fading evening's light. See you tomorrow, Isao. Okay. She darts forward suddenly, planting a soft kiss on my lips, then steps back shyly. Spinning on her back foot, she takes off running again, and I know that our conversation is at an end. My lips tingle with the warmth of that brief kiss and the memories of other, longer kisses. Yeah, you're a pervert. I walk back to my room with a spring in my step. Tomorrow, when my alarm goes off, I'll get up. Act 4. I was just, oh, this can't be the end. I was like, oh my god. I was totally shocked. Yeah, we know the clock. Well, anyway, let's stop here. Yeah, you want to know how it goes on, right? But I think this is the perfect point to stop, and I don't have so much time. So, thank you everybody for watching. If you want to know how the story goes on, then come back, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.